Hi guys. I just wanted to do this for fun since I like talking about Objectified. This scene is very sweet. I can't get over Razor's very, very long tongue though. That is an attribute real bears do have. It's funny to me. Also, if none of you have noticed yet, since Razor's tail has been ripped off and so have some of the fluff that she had in her head, she actually looks more bearish now. Her claws have become longer as well, much longer. I'm not quite sure why. They just suddenly had a little boost in keratin. And then Gum comes in, flashes... No, that's the wrong word. Let's not use that. Shines a light in Fuzzball's face. She did that to Razor, too. I don't know why that happened twice. It's funny to me, though. I'd like to imagine that this area's very, very dark, like pitch black. I don't have much to say in this scene. Razor's face here is really funny, though. I like when Razor's just, like, funny and confused, because she acts serious all the time. It's a little bit of a stress relieving thing to see the characters be a little silly every so often. This, actually, on my first time reading it, I was on a call with my best friend, and I genuinely screamed when I saw this. Not in a I was terrified way, but I was disgusted. I screamed, ew, and said, she's alive. I initially assumed that she was assimilated, but upon further reading, she's a hallucination. Anyways, Gum flopped fish. Yeah. The rest of this episode is pretty sweet as well, just the reunion between these two. Apparitia. You guys, we moved on from that song pretty quickly, and I think it's because it wasn't released on Spotify, and I'm not quite sure exactly why. I want it on Spotify, please. And then here, Citrus. This scene is really good. I really like that Chester adds the papillary, or I don't know how it's pronounced. The spikes on the tongue that a lot of felines usually have. And this thing is certainly a lion of sorts. Spool looks bald here. I'd like to comment on that. It's really funny how you can achieve such a shocked expression with a bird. Spool's Citrus's expression here is really good. That fear is really well done. But the thing is, for this episode, I have criticism on it. A lot of times, you'll notice with more serious episodes, they'll sneak in jokes here and there, of course, because that's just what they do for almost all of the series. But I feel like something like this shouldn't be entirely just humor and stuff, because there's a lot more jokes in here than you would usually want. Because here, right here, that's not a bird, Citrus says, and then quite literally a couple panels later, Spool asks, your mom is a bird? Like he's stupid and forgot instantly, and I know for a fact Spool is not that stupid. And it just feels kind of odd as well, since they are in an entirely life or death situation. They should both be feeling immense fear. But it feels like they're not taking the situation very seriously. I would be, if I was, like, in their situation with their personalities, I'd be more, scared. Especially Spool. He feels too calm about this. when in other situations he's been more, like reacting more like a normal person. I'm sure he's used to like the killing stuff, but still. Also, why is his claws sheathed here? Anyways, these faces as well don't feel very serious. They make you giggle instead of feeling like, oh no, they might die. Yeah, this is too. Try Again is a little better, honestly, compared to the Citrus and Spool episode. I'm not quite sure that's gonna load. Because it is able to take itself seriously, if you don't mind Dolly. Dolly's just like that. See, you can tell that the writing can take itself seriously. It's just that sometimes it like messes up occasionally and adds in those like funny faces or those little jokes in the dialogue that kind of takes you out of the scene. And it's not generally what I want when it comes to these more super serious episodes where something certain happens. Jill! Or Gil! I think it's Jill. I don't know. Dynamite looks kind of funny here with his hair stretched out like that. And behind you, I love Comet episodes, honestly. It's just like the uncanny feeling. And you can just imagine the silence, too, and the anxiety she's feeling. These Comet episodes are really good. I also like the choice of the spirals in the background. I know this episode is mostly inspired by, what was it, that one manga? Sorry, I don't know exactly the name. When I had recreated this, it was really fun to recreate this for one of my own animations. Or, it was more of a PMV, but whatever. This part is really well done. I had this feeling earlier today, actually. I was sitting alone in a classroom. And oh my god, I felt like there was something behind me the entire time. I'm not sure why, but I kept hearing things. And it's this feeling is really well established with her turning back twice to see what could be behind her. This is really well done as well. Like that snap that you don't usually see from someone like Comet. It's really well done. I love Comet episodes a lot. Even if they're short, even if a lot of people don't agree with me, I think Comet episodes are great. They're well done. Even if they're not very eventful a lot of the time. Things like, what was it? The one where she hunts a rabbit. A lot of people got angry about that one. I like this coffee guy. I'm sure he's still alive, so, yeah. I've drawn fan art of him just once, though. I don't have much to say about the Minty episode. It's well done. Job application. Yeah, it's really well written how Minty had developed this habit of doing things behind people's backs, and which eventually formed into just not being able to help himself when he found the chance to do something behind someone else's back again. Because he developed that habit, and it's hard to get rid of that after even getting a better life. And I like that it was just simply explained in this episode, his story and stuff, because it's very clear that he is going to die. And if Minty is in fact going to die the next time or the next time we see him, it's good to know, like, his reasonings and stuff, his side of the story. Can't wait to hear Brandy's side Well, we sort of seen that, but I'd like to see more of Brandy and his own story and stuff. Dragon Scale! Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, there we go. This episode includes Wagyu, I'm pretty sure, doesn't it? Yeah, no, wait, no, it doesn't, sorry. This episode, oh my god, I was raving about this one for multiple days, honestly. Just these thoughts, especially, a lot of people can relate to these, except certain few. It's really well done, that like self-deprecating thoughts that would come in there. The I'm like my mom thing is something that me as an emotional abuse victim can also especially relate to. And that's something that I really appreciate about Objectified. It's not afraid to just go into some of the horrible things that can happen to people and how that can make them feel or how they act. Dragon Scale looks really cute here. She's so tiny. It's really funny. The fact that PB calls her honey is also very sweet. There's so many sweet and little details in this comic that you tend to notice on rereads and stuff. It's very nice. This was messed up and really sad. And I'm very, it's so nice that Dragon Scale, especially behaved and comforted PB in so strongly, even if she interpreted it as just a pet death. Well, not much smaller, relatively slightly smaller, not as major as child death. Also, Dragon Scale can become a portable heater for some reason. She's getting a lot of powers as of lately. Her fire breath has already been established since the first couple episodes she's been around. And then she also recently got that insane laser beam that just entirely got rid of Cone, which was a good thing, I'll be honest, since he would have killed the rest of the guys. And now she can just heat herself up. If she gets any more powers, that'll be cool, but I'm sure there's not gonna be too many more. Oh, Mousetrap has been really fun to reread consistently. I just really like the girls. This is gonna be a long video. Wanda's expression is really well done here. You can see that the corpse's head has been repositioned, like, on purpose here. And I think that's really messed up, and I think we can guess who did that. Gum! Anyway. Sharps, we get to see some of Sharps' own personality here, which is really nice, and we get to see Gum being a little more softer, since she has someone she loves around her. It's nice to see Gum being more tender, and Razor's just Razor. Also, why has Fuzzball considered cannibalism? How many objects in this universe have been just like looking at a food object and being like, how would that taste, in their head? Because I know for a fact there's probably multiple of them who have thought that to themselves, and you know what, I understand, I get that. This face is really funny. Fuzzball is absolutely minuscule compared to everyone else. If we ignore her keychain bit, she's practically half the size of Gum, barely a fraction of Razor, and also barely a fraction of sharps. And this girl is, what, 20? 22? It's kind of funny, because, like, a lot of people have misinterpreted her as a child, like, in her current, like, present time. Same with Wagyu, as well. For the small objects, it's easy to mistake them as kids. Her Gijinka, her humanized version, that's what that means. That it's also pretty young looking, in my opinion. I do want to try and redesign that to make her look more like, you know, a 22-year-old who's probably in college and not like a 12-year-old. I pointed this out on TikTok already, but these two, Razor and Fuzzball, they both chew with their mouths closed because they grew up together, and that's another sweet detail. Actually, Gum, I talked about this on Tumblr already. I talk about a lot of things just over on my other social platforms. The Wanda honestly would have done the same thing to these girls if Gum had entirely lost that battle and Razor had lost her own battle with the others. It's kind of like a getting your own medicine treatment, but in a very extreme sense. And it does kind of show that Gum is going into a sense of instability in terms of her mental state, because most people wouldn't do something like this, like an unnecessary amount of repeated respawns, since they don't know how long they're going to be down there. So if they're down there for a shorter amount of time, they might not need this many respawns of this same person over and over. First Contact, I don't have too much to say on this episode, I'll be honest. It was a fun read when I first read it. A lot of people have noticed this. The convenient shine on his butthole is really funny. Also, the various little awards he has. One of them being the ring symbol, rose, and I don't know what that means. And then the hominid hand and the bestial hand. That must be like peace between those two, which is pretty nice. Fossil. I'm still trying to figure out who this would be from. It's either from Carrot or from Pushpin, maybe. I don't know how they'd get that mailed over there during an apocalypse. It could have been before the trains had been stopped, but I'm not sure. It's hard to tell since there's no date on it. There's no, like, signed name either. I don't think Arrow would, I don't think Pushpin would write like that, though, so it could either be Carrot or that skateboard guy. Or girl, I don't know. I haven't looked at the concept art in a while. Painkiller. This bit was quite fun. It's nice to see an A and B plot with these two. Except Fossil's A plot was kind of uneventful, so I would consider that a B plot. Also, Painkiller being established as colorblind. That's fun. Yeah, this scene is certainly something. I know for a fact that, I'm pretty sure Painkiller's gonna get addicted to this stuff in some way or another, or just, like, use it again if they find a way. Unlike Dragonscale, who's trying to get away from her addiction, Painkiller, I feel like, might develop one. They're gonna abuse that somehow, I just know it. Vampiric Gambits was actually released today on the day I'm recording this. I had early access to this episode, so I've read it already, so that's why I'm not really freaking out as much. This face right here is really... Why are you so mad? Okay. Damn, that's a big-ass bird. Oh my god, she takes up, like, the whole hallway. Jeez. Why are you big? This scene was really well done. Like, all the action scenes are pretty awesome, honestly. This episode was gay as hell. I was, when I first read this episode, when I saw Citrus's eyes like this, all wide and stupid looking, oh my god, I was giggling a lot, because he looks like one of those Disney cartoon eyes. I don't know, it just reminds me of that. And then this was pretty fun. The really intense no! When Citrus realized he's attracted to this man. Oh my god. It's pretty cool that he pops out of the page here. If you notice that at all, I didn't notice it on my first read. Really well done scene, but I cannot bring myself to care too much about Citrus and Spool. That's just my opinion. I don't know, I just don't care about them too much. They're cool characters, though. This face Spool makes. The line, "Sorry I killed your mom," really casually was also very funny. This is horrifying. This is bad. This is really bad. They're gonna be in the walls. Imagine these things scuttling around in the vents and then just popping out, screaming at you, and just, like, trying to ravage you. They're just swarming. It was a little hard to understand this scene for a moment. It's kind of funny seeing how many times Citrus has just dragged around Spool like this. And then the cold wave reveal. Citrus is going to be back in his element. That's the end for now, or whatever. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but I'm not going to read the early access episode, since I'm probably going to release this video before that comes out, so. I forgot to record a bye-bye. Bye.